Hello, everybody. Welcome to your reading and welcome to this community. I'm so happy to have you here. So glad that you found this message for today. So I have been pulling these cards for the last 3 hours, and I was sort of working with each deck individually, letting the cards sit and then going to the next deck and then the next deck. So let's get into it. Okay, we had the Sun card that came out today with number 19 about warmth, happiness, success, and we know that the Sun in the tarot and in the solar system represents the source of life. It's a blessing. It can be a huge breakthrough in our lives, and particularly as it relates to love. It is that glow of love. It's the abundance of love. It's the connection between two souls coming together that is both familiar, beautiful, long-lasting, and joyful, where there's nothing to be hidden, where there's transparency, openness, aliveness, abundance, and goodness from within it. And this energy is, and this reading today is coming through from the 5D here. We have the 5D card. It is telepathic communication that's happening between you and the person that you're thinking of during this reading, the person that you're connecting with. You can see here that there are almost like these threads, like ley lines and connecting points here across this vast space of the astral plane, of the light plane that's coming in here. So you and this person, your celestial selves, your highest selves, are very, very connected at this moment. They are connecting with one another, talking to one another, having conversations, not just at night, because we have the Cancerian energy of the moon coming in, but also in the waking hours. It's like around the clock is what I'm seeing, that your celestial higher selves are in communication, in telepathic communication with one another at this time when you are seeing this. That's a really important message. I feel that in the 3D, there's a lot of wounding, there's a lot of triggers that have come up, and there's a lot of healing that is taking place because we have Chiron, the asteroid, which represents the wounded healer, core wounding, deep traumas that are being worked upon right now between you and this person, and both of you individually as well. So at this time, there is this connection that the two of you are sharing that is very, very strong. It's in real time, but this is also a quantum reading. And the reason I'm saying real time is because with the Sun card coming out, we are in a Leo season, and the Sun rules Leo. We also have a Mercury retrograde in Leo. Also, with the Cancer card coming out, we have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, lessons, teaching, and growth, that's in Cancer for the next year. So I really feel like on a quantum level, this is timeless, but this reading is happening for now into the full transit of Jupiter through Cancer. And that's sort of the timeline that the guides are giving me. This person right now, and perhaps yourself, are really contemplating the concepts and the idea of marriage, of commitment, of devotion, of love, and of faithfulness. And it's coming up because of your connection. I feel that this is something that the person that we're talking about, the person that you're connected to, this energy of marriage, commitment, devotion, and love, like higher love, because this is a higher love here. It's something that this person felt a deep fracture around. If you look at that card, there are all of these very, very small fractures or cracks, if you will. And it's something that this person sort of gave up on. They gave up on nurturing that idea that they would find that type of love, that they would even want that in their life, that it's something that they would immerse themselves in. Cancer energy here is talking about immerse. But with your connection, and particularly this moment that we're talking about, this person is deeply contemplative over this energy of marriage, of spiritual union. Their higher self is connecting with them as well in a very real way. They're getting messages that they cannot ignore, because it's not only happening for them in the night hours with the energy of the moon. That's the very subconscious, sort of quieter energy that creeps up, but it's also happening for them in their waking hours. So the two of you are talking to each other telepathically. It may be coming through in songs, in books, movies. I'm feeling it's even when this person is sort of doing their mundane type of activities, working, driving from here to there. They're getting a lot of messages here. One of the things that I feel this person in particular is working on healing at this time, and I feel that these things have been pushed away for them, that they have been focused on nurturing and growing other things in their life, sort of from a very masculine type of energy, that there have been other priorities in their life. And the energy or the kind of concept of a higher love, of a marriage, of a deeper level commitment has been repressed. It's been pushed to the side. But your connection, it broke through something. It was connecting points for them that had lost connection a long time ago. It's almost like if you have a lamp and the lamp starts flickering, like let's say it's a bedside lamp, and it starts flickering or it won't turn on, and then you bring it to someone to fix it because you love the lamp, it's your favorite lamp, and they have to change out a wire. That's what it's reminding me of. It's like this person's wires were crossed or they were short-circuiting, and your connection, it brought this light and it brought this nurturing, it brought an unconditional love there. That's the Cancerian energy of the mother that came in, and it sort of changed out some of their wires. And so now that their wires are reconnected, this person is having to adjust to having information that they haven't had in a long time, if ever, in this lifetime. So it's as if their sort of brain has started to be rewired in a new way. And this is an ongoing process for them. That's why I was feeling that this energy is sort of transpiring over Jupiter's transit through the sign of Cancer. This person or you may have strong Leo energy, Cancer energy, and I'm also seeing the energy of Virgo here. And these are core wounds. So the person that we're talking about, they may have a Chiron in Cancer. They may have a Chiron in Leo. They may have a Sun conjunct Chiron. They may have a Sun and Moon conjunct, like they were born on a new moon. They may have a Sun-Moon opposition, which means they were born on a full moon, but it is that energy. And that could be the case for you as well. You could have a Chiron in Virgo. That's another thing that I'm seeing. So all of these energies are really talking to me about someone that throughout their adult sort of love life has been having this kind of wounding around an idealized version of love that has really been projected onto them about perfection. With the Chiron energy, it does have a very Virgo-like quality to it, and so does Ceres, this beautiful asteroid here. On the lower octave, it can really talk about overanalyzing situations, picking things apart in a very small way that creates these fractures. And I'm feeling that may have been something that was projected onto them as a child. This need to be, whether it's perfect or have a certain level of purity, that anything that was kind of more shadowy was looked down upon, that they had to be sort of perfect or pure. It can be someone who has a very cloudy judgment and is unable to see, with the sun being there, to see things so clearly, in a sense that they can be overly judgmental and they can pick things apart from a very kind of small way instead of seeing the bigger picture. And it's a defense mechanism. It's a part of their wounding. It's a defense mechanism that allows them to then step away and not be fully immersed inside of a connection that is in itself loving, nurturing, and beautiful. And I feel that this has been a part of this person's lesson, and a lot of this could really be resonating for you as well, where it's not about the perfection, but it's about the whole in general. And while it is important to see things in a kind of see the minutia in things, that small details can be very important. It's the sort of energetics of a connection that are more important and worthy of really nurturing. So I feel that you've been dealing with someone that, because at the bottom of the deck, we got the Maze card. This person has been navigating their connections, their relationships, and even their life in a much more logical type of way. It has felt like a maze for them where they have been lost to themselves, lost to others. It could even be where they had that kind of energy around their parents, father, mother, with the Cancerian energy coming up very strongly, a fear of abandonment for not being sort of perfect or not being pure enough. Being too shadowy. It's this energy of someone that almost has to be like a kind of robotic. I feel that their emotions, I'm seeing like a drain or a sink that has a faucet and there's like a leak, right? And so somebody comes and just turns off the water but doesn't fix the leak. So now there's this backup of emotions and a lot of repression around emotions. So this person has learned that their logical mind was more important. So you could even be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that it was more important for them to use their logical mind, and that would sort of get them out of feeling and actually feeling these deep wounds and these deep feelings. And I feel that a lot of this has remained very repressed from this person up until they met you. And your connection with them has been a big catalyst for breaking through some of the walls that they've put up, because we know that in a maze, the walls can be very high. And all you can see around you are the kind of hedges that make up the maze. And I feel it's something, love and relationship commitment is something that they've put off for a long time, because we have the card of near future. Like it's something that they would get to later, or it's something that they'll do it later, you know? We also have this energy at the bottom of the astrology deck that came out with the 11th house of community. So that's the house of Aquarius, which is opposite Leo. So we're dealing with the Aquarius-Leo axis here. One of the messages that I'm getting from this here is that this is somebody that They may have been like a very bright light, like very visible, even public in some ways. Their light, their gifts, their creative abilities, the sun energy, the Leo energy does rule over creativity, performance, artistic expression, somebody that could be into acting, performing, comedy. It's a public type of energy. You all know the Leo energy, it loves to shine. And I feel that that's something that perhaps as an overcompensating tool, maybe this person was a performer in some way or very visible in some way, a public speaker, like you name it. It could be somebody that really loves jewelry, to dress up. There's something about their hair, their mane of hair, like all of that. And that's what they sort of nurtured for a while. And then I feel that this person sort of went into a crab shell and sort of became more isolated and closed off. And they're a very sensitive person. Their inner sun and their moon is very sensitive. It loves appreciation. It loves to be recognized. It loves the compliments. They may have a sort of dualistic nature, the sun and the moon, of where they are both very outgoing and friendly and full of life and drama even, but then they're very, very sensitive and they retreat into a shell. They can hide, they can be very moody, very sensitive, very guarded, very, very private. So they are very juxtaposed is something that I'm seeing. They're one of their tests and challenges in this lifetime is to sort of master that and find balance within their inner yin and yang. And I feel that it's something that it can go back and forth at any given moment, or any one week it's this way, the next week it's that way. They're very affected by the cycles of the moon. They could have very strong Cancer placements, but they're very affected by the cycles of the moon. Their inner tides are not so balanced, and they have really had to work on their own nurturing. That's a big part of their wounding, and they can be very sensitive to any type of criticism, or if there's too much emphasis or spotlight put on them, they can retreat. But also with this 11th house Aquarian energy that's coming in, it's somebody that can get very triggered. It can be a big catalyst for them if they see their partner or somebody else around them getting too much attention or recognition. So it's partially where one of their big kind of healing, a part of their big healing is learning how to let other people shine, let other people take up space. Let other people take up space in the room. It can be that sort of competitive nature of somebody outshining them can be very triggering to them. So this person may be very, or maybe in the past they were very competitive in nature. They could be someone who played sports. It's like have to be number one. The sun was the first card that came out. So it's somebody who is very gifted. And inside of their family life, maybe there was one parent that really encouraged these gifts and another parent who was very critical of them. One parent who maybe overloved and over-nurtured, and one parent who withheld a lot of affection. They could have come from a family where there was only a mother or only a father. They could have been somebody raised by their grandparents. I'm also seeing that there's this energy of having very conservative type of values inside of the home that didn't allow for a lot of free expression. And someone, your person who we're talking about, who became sort of secretly very rebellious, the Aquarian energy of the 11th house, like really wanting to rebel. And because of that, could have been very non-conforming around traditional relationships in general. Like that's where part of the wounding was not wanting these traditional types of relationships. So it's going to resonate a bit differently for each of you, but this has been the maze that your person has been navigating for, could be 37 years, could be 19 years, 25 years, 4 years. And even if they were in a long-term committed relationship, maybe you were even married to this person. Even if they've been married before, it's where there were fractures inside of that and there was so much wounding. So the person that we're talking about, you and this person, you are deeply connected in your 5D selves, your future selves, because of the 11th house of Aquarius or the planet Uranus. The two of you are very much connected with your future selves. Again, we're talking about quantum. You are very past life connected as well. The Cancer energy is very nostalgic. It rules the past. Some of you could have known this person since childhood, or you grew up in the same area, or you have a similar even cultural background is something even that I'm seeing. But you have a future life connection as well, and a celestial connection. Uranus rules the sky. It rules topics such as UFOs, life on other planets, technology, technological advances. So anything that you are doing right now, if you're really drawn to some of the higher technologies, quantum healing, energy healing, all of these concepts, quote unquote, new age, but they're really old age. And also even, concepts that are, maybe they're new to you. If you're being drawn to them, it's something that you and this person share together on the 5D. And it's things that you're being drawn to because they're actually working for you and this person to come together more quantumly. So I pulled some tarot, and this card came flying out with the 8 of Cups here. And I was using the Journey to Oz and Wonderland deck. So it's a combination of the Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland, if you could believe it. So we have the 8 of Cups there where Dorothy is packing her bags and she's leaving. And it's very, it's before everything went into color, remember, with the Wizard of Oz. So it's sort of that black and white. And a wish upon a star. So in this deck, the 8 of Cups is a wish upon a star. So now it's like we have the energy of the sun and the moon and the star. So I do feel that with you and this person, there has been a separation, if you will, a disconnect, a big disappointment with regards to this connection, a bigger disappointment. For you and this person. Somebody walked away, somebody left because it got too challenging, it got too hard. The cups felt like there was just sadness and disappointment inside of them. Maybe this person didn't want the commitment. It could be something as mundane and simple as that. Like they didn't want the higher level commitment. They wanted to keep it more friends with benefits, or however you want to call that, a situationship. And the love and the nurturing was certainly there, but it was because of all of this wounding that we've been talking about that this person could not commit, or broke the commitment, broke the promise, broken promises, broken commitments. So somebody walked away. Now the Sun card came out. I mean, you can't make that up. And these were organic pulls. The Garden of Lively Flowers. And so we have the sun that's coming out again. And I feel that this is sort of what's happening here. If you're feeling like everything feels very, very stuck in the 3D, in the physical reality, like you're navigating through this maze, you don't know what's happening, It feels like everything is stagnant. It feels like nothing is moving. I think that that's the big message here from Spirit, is that there's so much happening in the 5D right now. And between the two of you telepathically, you are speaking to each other energetically. There's a lot that's happening. And that shouldn't be a replacement for things that are happening in the physical. But I do feel that this connection has been such a big catalyst for this person to look at their healing. I don't think that they've really thought about higher level commitment, marriage, and those types of energies for a long time until you came along, like in a real way. And so the sun is coming out again, and it really is talking about that breakthrough. There is a genuine love that the two of you share, a happiness, a warmth, just an abundance of energy that's between the two of you that's very healing. And I feel that this person is really missing that. They're missing the way that you would play together, laugh together. They're missing your light. They're definitely missing your love, but they are not quite there yet in regards to coming forward, offering a cup of love with the Ace of Cups, sorry. So we have the Two of Pentacles that came in with the mushroom. And the Two of Pentacles is where it's a physical earth energy. This person is definitely working on their healing. We know that the mushroom energy can come through as a healing medicine. I'm not suggesting that you go and use this or do this, but as far as earth medicine, earth magic, and healing medicines that are, natural, that's why I think the mushroom is coming out. It's also where I feel this person is on more of a 5D journey right now, whether or not they are even aware of it. This is where their reality right now, the Two of Pentacles, is very reality based. Their physical reality is undergoing a lot of shifts for them right now. I'm sensing from this that it's like things are feeling very surreal for them. Again, with the Leo energy, as I'm filming this, it's Leo season. It's feeling very trippy for them. I'm wondering for some of you if this person with the drink me, okay, and we know what happened when Alice drank the potion, right? She became very big, then she was very small. It was a trip, right? It was a big trip. And so there is some kind of psychedelic quality that's happening. And I'm sort of wondering if this person, for some of them, they could be escaping. Okay, this is very triggering for them. It's bringing up a lot for them. They may be trying to escape some of this. But for others of them, I feel that they are taking the journey sort of down the rabbit hole. And they're exploring different concepts, they're exploring different themes, they're exploring different methods of healing. They may be actually taking some types of medicines to help them with their emotional stability, with their balance. For some of them, maybe there are some mental health issues, and they've been looking at a sort of homeopathic natural practitioners to help them to stabilize their mood. Because of the Sun card being that of happiness, but the Eight of Cups being a card of discontent, I don't think that this person has been very happy. So that's a message that I'm getting. I feel that their world has sort of gone black and white, and they are really having to focus on their own healing and their own medicine. So for some, and a lot of it does have to do with their mental health and their spiritual health, but for some of them, it can even be a healing crisis. Chiron energy does bring in a healing crisis. So for some of them, maybe there are some very real health concerns that they're dealing with right now. And it's all sort of a manifestation that's coming from their higher self. So I do feel that they will overcome this. I do feel that they will get back to a state of wellness. They could be reaching out right now to community or they're being invited to, because the Cancerian energy, it could be someone that's very isolating and they're not really sharing this with a lot of people. Maybe they do have a very supportive mother or father, one or the other, or they're sort of looking to their family, and that is actually helping them with their Chiron wound. But the Chiron energy can bring in this healing crisis, and that's sort of what I'm seeing here. Some of them, it's like, and again, all of these messages could really relate to you, where you are feeling that deep sense of sadness. You're really looking for the light here. You're seeking it actively. And I feel this person is juggling a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, various ways with the Two of Pentacles. I always see it as sort of balancing the scale. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? You know, and they are learning so many lessons through that, because in the Two of Pentacles, we see the infinity symbol, right? And with the ring, it's almost like the Aurora Bora with the snake eating its own tail. And where the puncture wound is, that's where the core wound is. And we circle back around. Healing is not linear, you know, it's quantum. So they are on a big healing journey right now. I'm just going to keep saying that. Now, interestingly enough, at the bottom of the deck, we did get the Hierophant there with the caterpillar, right? Who eventually does become the blue butterfly. And here it's the blue caterpillar. So this person, and that's the Hierophant, which talks about marriage, commitment, spiritual path, and finding guidance on the spiritual path and committing to it. The Hierophant also talks about like sort of the prescribed path. So I feel that maybe that's what this person thought that they were sort of leaving behind, or they've been doing for a lot of their life, is like, I don't want that prescribed path. I want something different. I'm different. I'm not black and white. I'm not, you know, like kind of really old school. Cancerian energy, again, being very conservative and kind of old school. Think about the Pluto and Cancer generation. They would be like in their 80s right now. So it is very conservative, very kind of black and white. They didn't want that. So I don't think you do either. You're here still watching this. So there is this spiritual component to it. There is a kind of rebellion, but it's also where you find the higher love. And it's really all there because this is their 5D self that's guiding them. So they do have a guide, and it is their higher self that's really coming in for them. And again, they may be utilizing certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Alternative, non-traditional types of ways to explore these energies, to explore their healing right now. So they have this, their 5D self could be coming through in very strange ways. That's another message that I'm getting. And again, this could be resonating for you because you are so spiritually connected. I feel that the two of you, like, you are married in future timelines. In the quantum realms, the two of you are in a very high level partnership. And whether or not that manifests in the physical world is going to be up to both of your souls. And it's not as much important inside of this energy and this reading, because a lot of this is probably resonating for your healing journey too. And so the caterpillar coming through as this guide, perhaps for both of you, where again, things feel really trippy. Things feel very surreal. There are things that are happening that cannot be explained. And it feels like it's almost a moment that's completely out of time and space. It feels very strange. And that's where, even with the Aquarian energy, it rules over high strange. You know, even turning on the news, there are some very wild things that are happening. It just feels like a big trip. So underneath the Hierophant was the Seven of Wands with Alice's defense. And I feel that this is what's really being challenged with this person. And you can see how Alice became very big. One pill makes you larger and the other makes you small. And the one that mother gave you doesn't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. Wow, interesting. So that song is coming through by Jefferson Starship. You could look that up. Maybe I'll link it. I'll put it in the description box. But yes, it's like all of the defenses that this person has put up, it's almost like they are being challenged to challenge themselves. Why do I put up these defenses when I have the higher ground? Nothing is going to harm me or hurt me. So I think it's like the sun represents a breakthrough. And I think it's a breakthrough in this person's healing. Underneath the Seven of Wands was the Ace of Wands with Glinda's wand. So I feel there is this sort of like, this person is getting all of these kind of aha moments. It's the Ace of Wands, Glinda's wand, new inspirations, new passion, maybe some new drive, because again, I see this kind of discontent energy of being unhappy. And that there will be things that will happen in the near future, and there will be, perhaps for you and them, some type of a gathering where you do see each other, you come together with one another. It could be more serendipitous, but coming together maybe as friends. There could be something about the two of you gathering together, sharing a drink. You may see them. It's the energy of soon, and it was right there underneath that maze. And then also with the 11th house, Aquarian energy, we had the card of Sagittarius with the Centaur. And that's about travel, about forward movement, about expansion. Again, like Jupiter here, it's Jupiter ruled, Jupiter's in Cancer. And that was underneath the 11th house. Now, Aquarian energy and Sagittarian energy are both known for being very friendly, optimistic, outgoing. And the Archer can really talk about like messages coming through. It has that Eight of Wands type of quality. So I do feel that you are going to hear from this person. We have this Ace of Cups there. So as this person is having these breakthroughs in their healing, all of these higher level messages from their higher self, there's that Ace of Cups energy. And then we have the Ace of Wands underneath all of their defenses. Like, I feel it's sort of where maybe they're understanding that their hesitancy, their walls, their blockages around letting love in, letting the care in, letting the nurturing in, they're preventing their own healing, and they're actually blocking their own creativity. They're blocking their own expansion. They're blocking their own energy. So I feel that if there are physical things that are happening, it's more of like energetic blocks for them. For some of them, I'm getting this message of like, there's some substances that they're taking. Now, whether, because the caterpillar smokes the hookah, right? So it could be things around, I'm getting some type of earth medicine. And maybe they're just really focused on their health. That's the energy of Chiron and Ceres, going to be very focused on health, you know, and well-being. So hopefully it's not things like just drugs or alcohol, okay? If it is the case, if you're dealing with someone who has had substance abuse issues, I see them getting help. I do see them getting help for that. If it's more mental health, I see them getting help for that. Okay, that's a message that I'm getting. So let's end with a final message. I feel like this message is complete. We're going to get a message from the Pleiadians. I hope you enjoyed this message. I know it was a bit different. I'm aware of that. Some of my readings will be more, you know, kind of like regular, and other messages are going to be kind of more surreal, more different, more quantum, more out there, more trippy. I am an astrologer. So those of you know, I am an astrologer. So I do natal chart readings. I do synastry readings between you and the person. I do transit readings where we look at what transits you're going through, they're going through. I can look at the day that you met, you know, and that would be like your event, like what the astrology was the day that the two of you met. So just so you know, that's those are services that I do offer. All right, thank you to the Pleiadians. What is the message that you'd like to end with regards to this connection? What do you want us to know about this connection between these two? All right, so we have the two dolphins that landed at the bottom of the deck with a rainbow. The silver dolphins, how beautiful. Number 7 of service. The two of you do have this kind of sacred mission. I see that in the higher realms, that the two of you are in service. You're in service to humanity. 11th house of Aquarius and Uranus is philanthropy, humanity. Philanthropy and humanity, and you can't make this up, but at the bottom we have the 2 white wolves with Ashtar, and that's a call to action. So we have 2 dolphins, 2 wolves, and those were at the bottom of the deck with telepathy. I told you, that is a big energy. The two of you, nothing can break this connection in the higher realms, in the 5D, the 7D. You two are super connected. It goes way back. We have the pyramids there. We have the energy of, I want to say that's like Easter Island there, Polynesian, ancient Polynesia, even the East, like the Buddhist countries. You have a very ancient connection to even Lemuria is something that I'm seeing. Your souls were united in Lemuria. You have a connection to the they're telling me templates of new earth, future timelines, off-planet experiences together. You're connected through, the wolf talks about like the moon. It's even the energies of more of the pagan societies, Vikings, the Celtic energies. I'm seeing so much here. The two of you are really, really connected through space and time. Okay, through eons. I'm seeing that with that energy. Through the eons, you have been connected. So that's all at the bottom of the deck. At the top of the deck, yes, we have mother-father healing. It's right there. And maybe you're both doing this. My eye is starting to itch and get very watery. So I'm wondering if this person has been crying a lot or you've been crying a lot. There's definitely this sense of sort of missing each other, missing the nurturing, missing the connection. You're both missing each other. It's my left eye. So that is the intuitive, feminine intuition. Look at that though. You're even wearing, it's like the couple that wears the same sweater or the same shirt, you know, and you look at that couple and you're like, oh my God, how cheesy, how corny. And you're looking out over like a new world together. And there may be a nod to wintertime, Christmas. I'm feeling like the Christmas spirit because they're both wearing a sweater. And number 5 is all about change, catalysts for change, chaos. So the mother-father healing, Cancer, Leo energy, Chiron, so much healing is happening right now. I'm so glad that I did this reading. And I pulled one more. Look, I had to wipe my eye with a tissue. So the energy healing, look at the planets there. These alignments, the astrology of the now, the astrology of the next year, it is really working magic. Even if it's very challenging, it is there. So there's energy healing that's happening. Energetically, I feel your higher selves like are actually doing a lot of this healing. The galactic influences, Ashtar. Now, Ashtar is a galactic who is military. He's like galactic military. So the two of you could actually be like, you've had lifetimes, future selves, past selves, it's off-planet energy where you have actually fought in wars together. You're part of the Ashtar command. There's a call to action. So this lifetime, there is a call to action to do this healing, to embrace. Maybe this person has had a more difficult time embracing some of the spiritual concepts, spiritual path. Maybe some of these concepts are new to you, and that's totally fine. You may think I'm crazy, totally woo-woo, but in any event, the astrology is super important. The energy work is important. The two of you do have this mission of service to humanity, of service to other people, and also of service to yourselves, to be positively oriented towards your own healing. So we also have, I don't know this card. I'm going to go to the book if you'd like to stick around, Pakal's Tomb, and there's the moon energy. And that's, again, things that are very subconscious, very hidden. Number 28. I think I saw a number 28 in here somewhere. I think it was the Chiron card. So it has a lot to do with the healing. I am going to read some of this for you because I feel like it's really important, because the tomb does talk about like an honoring and a death of something. Yeah, breaking patterns, hidden messages, doors opening, obstacles removed, clear guidance, inner wisdom, double checking contracts. So I feel it's also where it could be, because this is a very twin flame type of energy here. It really, really is. And the two of you also, there could be messages coming in from animals, any kind of animal. There are messages if animals are appearing. It's messages. It's showing you something. Pay attention to those moments. What were you thinking? A lot coming through in dreams, big time. If you're traveling at all right now, these sacred spaces, you're traveling to sacred spaces, be very aware. There are messages coming in from everywhere. Okay, so with regards to that, I'm just wondering if maybe there's something around the two of you may be rewriting part of your soul agreement. It may need some adjustment. Okay, I don't know. That could be a message. Time of magic. Answers in front and review the details. So that's very Mercury retrograde here. Review the details. That may be a message for you specifically right now if you are in the middle of anything more important, where you're like offering your services, or you're buying property, or you're with a new client or something, to really check the fine details. But I feel with the tomb energy, okay, so the Andean. So this is the Andes Mountains. It's an Andean lineage. So now we have that kind of South American influence that's coming through. We have Egypt, we have Lemuria, we have, I'm seeing the wolves here as being more like shamanic, okay, but also like Eastern Europe, Russia, and then the north, like Norway, Scotland. Why am I seeing that? North America, Canada. Okay, so yeah, it's Mayan. Interesting, because if you know the Mayan calendar, we just had the new year come. Even though I know 2012 is supposed to be the end of the Mayan calendar, but I said out of time, and we just completed the day out of time. That would have been July 25th, I think, or the 28th is the day out of time in the Mayan calendar, the Waib. It's called the Waib. So you could look up the Mayan day out of time, because now we're in a brand new year for the Mayan calendar. So that's why the Mayan energy is coming through, because it is a brand new year. It's a reset. And then they have the, sort of Lion's Gate. which really already happened. It was the new moon in Leo, but in August, we're going to have the moon conjunct Jupiter. I'm sorry. Yes. No. Venus. Venus will conjunct Jupiter in Cancer and the planet Sirius. So I feel that that's also the part of the Lion's Gate. So we have these bigger energies, portals that are opening right now. There are portals that are opening, portals to healing, portals for some of you into physical union. Because I was feeling that for some of you with this near future soon, that there's physical union that's coming for some of you. So with this tomb, it's a Mayan god known as Pakal, and the Mayan lineage holders were direct descendants from Atlantis, and they hold many of the secrets in their bloodlines to the codes of the living universe. So a lot of this message is like the two of you were connected in Atlantis, connected in Egypt, and a lot of that is what is coming up for healing in this lifetime. So I'm going to end it there. This was super duper long, but I am sending you all lots of love and light. Pay close attention to these things that are happening right now. There's a lot that's going on, and you can attune to a lot of these higher energies where I think it helps you to overcome some of the grief that you may be feeling about your separation with this person and why these things happen. So take good care, and I will see you all on the next one. Namaste.